Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai Bashim Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the sincere, hopeful elect brothers that are doing the Lord's work all around the world in sincerity and truth, and that's uplifting the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. Now, the subject for this lesson is fasting and praying, right? I'm especially fasting and how it makes you more spiritual, and how that draws you closer to the Lord. You know, it makes your spirit stronger, and by doing that, you get more in the spirit, right? You 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 level up, and that's all by Yahweh Shema Shai. Because when you fast and when you pray, it Salakia, when you fast and pray, you're denying the flesh, and you're denying the flesh, and you're also afflicting yourself. You're afflicting your soul. You know, you're not eating. You're not eating anything. You know, you're not drinking anything. So your soul is being afflicted. You know, you're denying your flesh, and that shows our humility. You know, towards Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, towards the Most High through His Son. You know, and the Most High, he 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 loves it when you show humility. You know, because the Most High really is the only one that can be proud, because He made everything. You know, so He's the only one that can actually be proud. You know, He made everything that you see and what you don't see by His Son Yahweh Shai. And just like, a muscle. You know, let's say you're working out. When you're working out, it doesn't feel good. You know, it hurts. You know, you get tired. You get out of breath. You start to sweat. You know, you're doing salaka. You're running, or you're lifting weights, or you're doing push-ups or pull-ups or whatever exercise you're doing. That that that's that that salaki. You're afflicting yourself, because it doesn't feel good at all. You know, your muscles are all worn out by the time you're done. You know, you're out of breath. You're tired as hell. But that's what makes you stronger, physically. And it's the same thing with the spirit. You know, you have to afflict your soul. You have to deny the flesh for your spirit to get stronger. You know, for you to get closer to the Most High through His Son. And Lord will, this is brief. Lord will, I go into this lesson, and it's brief and precise, right? Let me go to Psalms chapter 51, verse 17. This is Psalms chapter 51, verse 17. And it says, the sacrifices of the Most High are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. O most O Most High, thou wilt not despise. So the Most High will not despise a broken spirit and a contrite heart. And a contrite heart meaning your mind. The heart goes into the Hebrew word lab, which means mind. And that goes into this right here. The contrite, to be crushed, right? To be broken, be contrite, crushed down. It says to collapse physically or mentally, which goes into being humble, which goes into being a remorseful, y- being a remorseful, towards your actions, toward Salakia, that goes into you being a remorseful of your actions, and you showing humility, and you showing humility and repentance, towards the Most High through His Son. So ultimately, you're bowing down and being humble towards the Most High. And that's the sacrifices, you know, that the Most High likes. He's not gonna despise that if it's done in sincerity. If it's done in sincerity, if you really mean it, if you're really remorseful, because the Most High knows anyways. You can't fool the Most High. He knows what you're gonna do. He knows what you did. You know, so you can't fool the Most High. So it has to be done in truth. You really have to mean it. So that right there, right? And let me get James verse 4 and 6. This is James chapter 4 verse 6. Lord will this lesson is edifying, right? James chapter 4 verse 6. But he giveth more grace. Grace goes into mercy. But he giveth more grace. Wherefore he saith, the Most High resisteth the proud, but he giveth grace unto the humble. Right? So he giveth mercy unto the humble. He shows mercy towards the humble, but he resists the proud. The opposite of humble is you being proud. You think that you're perfect. That you haven't done anything wrong, and that you're better than everybody, and that you're above everybody. That's you looking down up. That's you looking down on everyone else. That's you being proud. And no one likes pride. The Most High hates pride, and man hates pride. Pride is hateful before the Most High and men. So no one likes it when you're being proud, right? But everyone, including the Most High, you know, uh, likes it when someone's humble, because it shows our humility, right? And then when you're humble, the Most High is gonna raise you up. The Most High is gonna put you on a different level. The Most High is gonna raise you to a higher level. Right? And let me look up that word resist. Resist definition. These are basic words, but when you go into it, it has more meaning. The meaning is more effective. When you go into the definition of it, and also the etymology. But this is a basic definition. It says resist, withstand the action or effect of, refrain from doing or having. Alright, so it says withstand, the action or effect thereof. It says Yeah, yeah. So to to withstand um to withstand the action or effect thereof, try to prevent by action or argument. It means to uh stop stop the stop the action of something, or argument of something, or the effect of something. That means, you know if I, for example, if I'm if I'm walking down the street, and someone sees me, and and uh let's say that I know that person, and I'm about to give them like a handshake or a hug or something, and then they stop me, from giving them, a handshake, or a hug or something like that, or a dap or whatever. Whether they move away, from the dap or a handshake or hug, or whether they look away like they don't see me. That's them resisting me. That's them are resisting my action. You know. So that's the same thing with the Most High. He resists the proud. Now we go to another scripture. This is Psalms chapter 35. Psalms chapter 35 verse 17. It says, no, it's not 35 and 17. It's 51 and 17. Psalms 51 and 17. No, I just read that one. Salakia. It's 35 and 13. Psalms chapter 35 verse 13 says, "But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth." Sackcloth represents mourning, right? "I humbled my soul with fasting." So when you're fasting, you're humbling yourself before the Most High. "And my prayer returned into my own bosom." So when you're fasting, you're humbling yourself before the Most High, and when you're praying, you're begging, the Most High, for whatever request that you might want. You might want guidance in something, or you may want to answer, to something. You may want to answer, for something that you might want to do, right? Well, that's what you have to do sometimes. You have to fast and you have to pray, which that means to beg. And let me see. Let me get two more scriptures. This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 16. This is Galatians chapter 5 and verse 16. It says, Galatians chapter 5 verse 16 says, "This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." Right? Walk in the Spirit. And the Spirit is a words of the Lord. That's the Spirit. So you have to be in tuned. You have to be engulfed. With the words of the Lord. So you have to continuously study and meditate upon the scriptures, because that's the Spirit of the Lord. That's the Spirit. So walk in the Spirit. So follow the scriptures, meditate upon the scriptures, because it's the Lord's word. "And ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." Right? Ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. And the lust of the flesh, that leads to sin, that leads to wickedness, and that leads to you being judged by the Most High. And that's not something you want. That's really not something you want. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. So the flesh is always let me say this. The flesh is always, battling against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, because they're opposites. The flesh desires, to be fed, food, you know, sometimes, it wants, an excessive amounts of food, or 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 salakia, an excessive amount of pleasure, right? The flesh wants, y- y- the flesh wants, to sit down all day, to be in a couch all day, or to just play video games, or to, fulfill uh 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 the senses. You want to watch Netflix all day. You want to watch movies all day. You want to eat all day. You want to listen to music all day. You want to have sex all the time. When the Sabbath comes, and you get that thought, that feeling, that you wanna sleep with a woman, on the Sabbath, which you're not supposed to do. That's the flesh. The spirit is opposite. The spirit is opposite from all that, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary. Contrary goes into uh, difference. Making a difference. These are contrary. Contrary, which mean are against. These are contrary, the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. So we want to be in the spirit all the time, but the flesh, you know, that we're in right now is going against the spirit. And let me look up that word, contrary, and let me end it right here. Because, brothers would like to uh, read the scriptures and do lessons all day, do videos all day. You know, brothers would like to fast more often, but because we're in the flesh, it's a battle. It's a constant battle. You know, sometimes when brothers are off work or whatever, when they're supposed to study or they're supposed to do their lessons, you just get tired and then the flesh gives out. But we have to fight that. Or sometimes when it's time to do a lesson, you don't have a topic, and then the flesh is like, no, you don't have to do a lesson, because you don't have a topic. The flesh, which 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 is su- susceptible. It's under the rule, of our demons. The flesh can get, easily possessed by demons, and those demons can slowly lead you astray, away from the Most High. So this is the word contrary. It says opposite in nature, direction, or a meaning. So you have up and you have down, you have left, you have right, you have forward and you have back, you have humble and you have proud. They're complete opposites. So the flesh is the opposite of the spirit. And you know just just don't make excuses. Sometimes stuff happen, but make less to little to no excuses towards serving the Lord, because the Lord can take the truth from you at any time and give it to another Israelite man, to another Israelite, to one that may be, younger than you, or, just, better than you in some aspect than the Lord, take him out of the world and take the spirit from you and give the spirit to him. The Most High is the Most High is a terrible power. You know, don't get comfortable. Do not get comfortable, because this breakdown. You've been in the truth for this amount of years. You're cool with certain high-ranking brothers. The Most High does not care, because he could literally do what he wants. There's no one above him, right? But it's a balance, because we have Yahweh Shai, right, there to plead our cause. When we go off down here on earth, Yahweh Shai is there saying, Lord, please forgive him, because he did this deed, he did that good deed, he's trying his best, but that goes into you fasting and praying towards the Lord as well. So like, it all ties into each other. It always go back to you being humble towards Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and you praying more and you fasting more. And one last scripture. I think this is it. It says, First Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 16. Rejoice evermore. Verse 17. Pray without ceasing. So that right there, you have to literally pray non-stop, right? You have to pray all the time. You have to pray when you wake up. Thank the Lord for waking you up. And thank the Lord for the truth. Thank the Lord for the food that you eat. Pray to the Lord that if you're about to drive or about to go somewhere, take the train or whatever, that you reach your destination safe, because literally anything could happen. This is the shadow of death. There's death all around you. Death here in Babylon the Great is as a shadow, because this place is filled with all type of wicked acts. It's all type of witches. The rulers of this place, they're all witches and warlocks, so they're constantly passing wicked laws. They're constantly casting spells upon Jake. They have these satanic symbols everywhere that go back to witchcraft, and you don't even know it. So there's always a wicked vibration that's going against you. So you always have to, humble yourself before the Lord. Pray, 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 and when you can, fast, because that's what the Lord likes. If you're a part of the elect, you're gonna make it to the end. You're gonna be delivered when Yahweh Shai come back, and that's the end of the lesson. The fasting and prayer. Lord will, it was edifying. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kakodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.